Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Coach Ken Canion, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. the doctor, a.k.a. the Yo-Pimp. No, I'm just Hey, baby, how are you?
I wasn't expecting the pimp part, but you have pimped me
No,
a day
I
or
ain't
two.
no
Oh,
pimp
come
you.
on, you done pimped me
I ain't
out
never
before.
pimped you.
For products to go over there. I mean, you never pimped me for no.
Like to go get stuff,
Yeah, you done
because
pimped
people
me.
know you.
Yeah, you done pimped me out. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's cool. Well, you done, Madam pimped me too.
And I have, and I
Okay.
will.
Welcome to the show, baby.
Thank you so very much, sir.
You look good
Thank
in
you
your
for having
blue.
me. Thank you
You
so
look
much.
vibrant in that blue.
Do I look vibrant and vivacious?
Vivacious on their yes. All right. So tonight's conversation is we're going to be Candid Conversations Part 2.
Candid conversations.
Last week we had a good session about candid conversations, and so we're going to continue that per your request.
Yes.
But what we want you to do beforehand, we want you to subscribe to our channel, subscribe to this channel, and click the notification bell so that you will get notified whenever we drop something new.
Whenever.
And then, y'all, we got some new
Wherever.
content coming your way soon. So stay tuned and welcome to the Grand Canyons Candid Conversations podcast. Now, Nick,
Yes, sir.
last week we did some candid conversations. I like when we just freestyle.
And that's what we're going to do tonight.
And,
We're
and,
gonna
and
freestyle
talk
tonight.
about real issues. Now, you know we got our show coming up. So by the time
Saturday.
some of y'all gonna see this after the show gone. We know that, but some of y'all are gonna see it
on
before.
Thursday night tonight.
Yeah.
And so if you are, we still have about 10 seats left. And so if you would like to get a seat, the link is in the bio.
Go to the link in the bio. Click on the link tree. June 22nd, Candid Conversations Live. It is something like you've never, ever seen before. If you can't find the link, inbox me. All right? And then I'll make sure you get the link. If you're anywhere within 2 hours, 3 hours, we got somebody coming as far as Kansas.
Oh,
And we live in
wow.
North Carolina.
Dorothy.
They planned a vacation around our event.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, dope.
So cool.
Okay. All right. So tonight.
Last week.
No. Last
Okay.
week we just talked about real candid things in relationships.
Okay.
And we're gonna
Okay,
go
I
back
thought
and
you was
watch
gonna
that.
mention
And we're
something.
gonna talk about real candid stuff tonight.
Okay.
And I think you're gonna read the letter that we got.
So this is one of my new clients. But
Okay,
she actually
you
wrote-
coaching.
I'm coaching
You
just a
coaching.
little smudging.
I mean, you got that country wisdom. You really are a good coach. Yeah, I must say, I hear you, but you've been coaching long before you made it official.
Right.
And eventually, you're gonna have website and all that. So what I'm saying to you is, good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
So even though this is my client, they did write you a letter because
Your
she
client
said,
wrote me?
she wrote you because you are the reason why she found me. You're the reason she found me.
Oh,
And
okay.
so she wants to write Coach Ken. Maybe she is my client because she's trying to get to be your client. I don't know, but you're stuck with me now. Okay, so here's the letter.
Okay.
Dear Coach Ken, first let me start by saying I started off as a skeptic. I thought you were just another guy running your mouth about relationships. I can't even tell you why I continued to listen to you. All I know is when I saw your video about gaslighting, I realized that I went crazy. I have gained so much knowledge from watching you, and I guess one would say you have made a believer out of me. I began watching repeat behaviors, how he moved, and what he said. Even though it was hard, I ended a 4-year relationship. I now feel great about myself for the first time in a long time. It's been 8 months and I'm ready to get back in the dating pool. I work out now, I eat a little healthier, drinking less, and I am looking for something different in a man. one with the same core values. I'll be listening. How do I put myself out there without looking desperate or thirsty? So she's been in a relationship for 4 years, and she realized that he's gaslighting me. This is not, we don't have the same core values. That's something that she said she never thought about. She thought about them having the same likes as far as, she likes football and, those surface things. But she realized they didn't have the same core values. And so she got out of the relationship about 8 months ago, and she is ready to get her feet wet. How does she do that?
The feet don't think she want to get wet. Y'all know that was a good one. I don't even care. Ain't nobody got to laugh but me. I know it was a good one. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me get back to being serious.
Okay, feet wet.
So the first thing I would say, let me applaud her. Applaud her because it takes courage many times to walk away from something that you've been in, not because you want to stay in it, but because you've been doing it so long. A lot of people stay in situations because they've been doing it. And whenever you leave something or do something opposite of what you've been doing, what your subconscious mind says is you're going against your own value system.
Say it again now.
Whenever you do something when you do something the opposite of what you've been doing for a long time, all right, your subconscious mind says, hold up. You're doing something that is contrary to our value system. Stop doing it. That is the reason why people stay a lot of times. Well, we've been in it a long time, and your subconscious mind plays a big role in that. So that's the first thing I would say. The second thing is if you're going to get back out there, the one thing I tell people is get knowledge. You cannot, listen.
When you say get knowledge, what do you mean?
So I teach people how to vet the other person. A lot of times people don't know how to vet the person. They don't know what questions to ask. I talked about subconscious questions last week, but they don't know how to ask questions. They don't know how to get to the core of the person. What we focus on are just the conscious level questions. What's your favorite team? Where you work? How many kids you got? Stuff that does not let you know who the person is. And so the first thing I tell people is get knowledge, begin learning, because here's the thing. You cannot solve a problem with the same knowledge that created the problem.
That's so good. You cannot solve a problem with the same knowledge
that created
the problem. Wow.
If you got the same knowledge that you had before and you have not done anything to increase your knowledge base, you're going to do the same thing you did before. And ultimately, you will get the same result that you got before.
And that leads me to, that's really, really good.
You like that?
So that leads me to what I really, really want to talk about tonight.
Well, what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about dating and sexual anxiety.
Ooh.
I just feel like when I was talking to her, that's what I felt. Like she's afraid of, a lot of people that go through like dating and anxiety, they have abandonment issues, they lack of trust, and a lot of that stems from their childhood. Would you agree with that?
I do agree.
So how do you get past that? How do you begin to, because that's some, like, to me, that's some deep healing. I will say this right here. Story time. I had dating anxiety when you and I first started dating.
Is that why you was acting all funky when I first met you that first night?
I was not acting funky.
I did not like you that first night.
I didn't like you either. I thought you were very goofy and just a little quirky.
You thought I was goofy? I mean, okay, maybe I was acting goofy because I was doing goofy stuff that night. And the reason I was doing goofy stuff is because I thought you was stuck up. I mean, because you were sitting like this, sideways. You had your legs like this and your hands over like this.
I was being a lady. So this was my thing.
Okay.
Okay, this is the anxiety for me.
Okay.
The insecurity. Here you were, this college graduate,
Okay.
and there I was. My only claim to fame to me was I was a mother. And so like the weight of that for me, it was like I had to impress this college graduate. So I'm going to be a lady. Legs to the left.
Legs to the left.
Feet pointed to the side.
Are you
Hands
serious?
over. That's a lady.
Whoa, I'm
I took
checking this out.
classes,
That's a system.
baby. I took
You
etiquette
got a
classes.
system to this.
And so I was trying to be a lady, and you took it as me being stuck up. But you were being funny, like ha funny, trying to entertain me. And I took it as you being goofy. But that's actually one of the things that I fell in love with, your funny, your humor.
I know, but I mean,
but at the same time, I'm gonna go back
I was
to
goofy.
well, I used the
Goofy
wrong
shit.
word, baby. I used the wrong
Not
word.
what you thought. You thought I was goofy. I've been called a lot of stuff. Not goofy though.
But you probably didn't act like that. You probably never acted like that with somebody.
Most
but
of them
that was my.
I
had dating anxiety. Like I felt so inferior to you.
So let me ask you this though, and a lot of people do feel dating anxiety for different reasons. I appreciate you saying what your reasons were. But a lot of people feel dating anxiety for a number of reasons. Number one, they may have an anxious attachment style. And what we know now, what I know from years of study, that a lot of that happened as a result of your interaction with your caregivers when you were young. They maybe mom or maybe worked all the time. You were a latchkey kid and you were afraid that mom was not coming home or late, and you developed this, maybe you had to take care of your siblings. All of that led to your anxious attachment style. And there are other things. Or maybe you have anxiety because of a past relationship where if I acted a certain way, it would trigger a response in that person. And so there are a number of reasons or things that cause the sexual and relationship anxiety. What I tell people is this. The first step is being conscious that you have it. Being conscious that it's a part of your existence. Don't deny it. Don't say, well, it ain't there. Don't act like it's not there. Embrace it. Say, okay, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling. And okay, and then what you do is, and there are techniques to this.
Right.
But then what you do is you challenge the thought. Where did this come from? What is this other person doing? Is it just me? Is it I'm just feeling this because I'm not sure about the relationship? And so when I teach people how to deal with it, when I teach people how to navigate it, now, first part, they're conscious of it. Then once we become conscious of it, then we talk about, okay, it's here. Why did it come here? What's causing this? And then we go through the process of what could be causing this. Oh, this reminds me of my caregiver when they weren't there, or this reminds me of some other traumatic situation that I had. And then I teach them how to challenge the thought and challenge the emotions. And then the last step of it, which I'm not gonna go over all of it here, is called reframing. Then we reframe what it is we've challenged. And so when people go through this process, but it takes time. That's answering your question. A lot of people who are dating are not trying to be a better version of themselves. They just want the shit to work because, the person fine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my question to you is, how did you get over your anxiety?
Oh, wow. And honestly, I didn't realize it was anxiety back then.
Okay.
But I push everything back to you. Like, you were such a great communicator and I wasn't. So that gave me it was so many things that gave me different anxieties within the relationship. Your experience with what life that I didn't have. And so what I started doing was I felt like you were very intelligent. So I started reading books. Like, and that gave me.
Yeah, you did used to read it, but you used to read like novels.
I did,
but you used
when
to,
they
you
were
could
like,
read a
I
whole
felt like
book.
your vocabulary was so great, and so when I came upon a word that I didn't understand, I would look it up in the dictionary. I always kept a dictionary near me.
You sure did.
I looked it up in the dictionary.
I remember that.
There were different things. The things that I was insecure about, or that I had anxiety about when you came around, I did things to change it. You know, I made a conscious effort. I didn't know that it was anxiety. I just knew that I didn't like that feeling that I felt, and I wanted to be an equal to you.
You know, the thing is, I never looked at myself as better than
No,
you
you
were
didn't. You never made me feel that way. That
because
was just
I had
something.
I had a formal education, you know, and because then looking back at it, because my mother taught me that you're no better than anybody else because you went to school, because you have a degree. None of that matters. It is the character of the person. I learned that from my mama. And I've always thought that, but you know what I admired about you? And I don't know if I've ever told you this, that, and now I see why you did it, but you would read, whenever you would start something, like if you started a book, you didn't put it down till you finished. You would have I remember the dictionary, and I'm like, what you doing? You like, I'm just trying to learn new words.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, the fact that you wanted to be a better version of yourself. I know
you
that
say
now.
that.
I know
and
that
you
now.
say that, you know, when a person makes you want to be a better version
And that's what
of
you made
yourself.
me want to be a better version.
And so you did the same for me, you know.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't easy because I had that doubt and I had those thoughts from my childhood. And so it wasn't easy. I was always fighting those thoughts or the anxiety or that feeling, but I always did things to try to combat it, you know, or to silence it, if you will.
So let me ask you this. You've accomplished a lot of things, and I want people to hear this. Like, I mean, you've done commercial with Montel Jordan. You've been on TV shows. I mean, you performed all over the world, comedy, because that's why when you come to Candid Conversations, y'all gonna see her perform for real. She all subdued right here, but in real life, she ain't really like that. But, you know, in her performance. But you've accomplished, you've written a book. I mean, you performed on stage. You performed with musical artists. You've done all of those things. What made you say, you know, coming from a background where people were you were told that you couldn't do, that you were told that you would never achieve a certain thing, but all of the things that you've achieved, how were you able to push past those voices that were in your head, that were in your home, that were in your family, and not in a bad way? Maybe they didn't know what they were doing,
Right.
But how did you push past that?
God.
Okay.
God.
But a lot of people got God, but God don't do the work for us though. I think God is a start, but it has to be more than that.
Well, when I say God, it was a voice that I could not stop hearing. And I knew that it was God telling me to do so. I'll have a vision of something, like a dream of me doing something. And then later on down the line, I'll get a word from somebody or hear God say something. But it was that tiny voice that kept telling me. And I had the greatest cheerleader behind me. You are a doer. Like, you're not going to, if I say, you know, by next Friday, I want to be able to jump off the porch. And you'll be in here, look, you need to start stretching because you know you're going to jump off the porch Friday.
Yeah,
like, you're going to push me to do, you're not going to allow me to just sit and be and dream and think and wonder and have visions. You're going to, you truly push me to greater. And so when I always say, if I dream out loud in this house, I got to make it happen because you're that guy. And so when I, even from hair, I'm going to start with hair. when you asked me, what do you want to do? I want to be a hairstylist. You kept, hey, I thought, and where it came out of my mouth, I did not think I could ever achieve it. I didn't think I could do it. But it's like you make me do stuff scared, or you make me want to do it scared.
Yeah.
And so I think
and you make me do you make me want to do it too.
I think it's important when a person has insecurities and they don't have that self motivation, or you can't. I think it's important to surround yourself with people, whether it is a friend, because my friends told me, girl, you so funny. I had my friends to do that as well.
I didn't even know your ass was funny.
I think it's important to surround yourself with people who will not allow you to be mediocre, who will not allow you to stay in a box. Like, it is important that people see who you are, in your circle, that you surround yourself with. So I think it's my circle, God, you.
Okay.
It's just my will.
I'm proud of you for all that you've done. I am super proud of you, and I'm just proud that you have taken the steps. And I think we talking about candid conversations in relationships, but one of the things that we did, and I think people should have these conversations of where do you want to be other than be in a relationship. What do you want to do with your life? What does it feel like? Anybody listening, when you're with someone, you've got to be at a place and be willing to ask the person. But first, you got to be willing to ask yourself, where do you see yourself 3 to 5 years from now? What are the things that drive you? And when I ask subconscious questions, I ask people, what are the things you think about when you're riding by yourself? When you ride by yourself, it's the thing that you won't let you go. What are those things? Those are the things that are a part of who you are. God put in you to give you the wherewithal to be greater than what you've become. I'm often reminded of that movie. I don't even know if you ever saw The Lion King. You ever seen The Lion King?
Oh, yes.
And remember when, Simba was out there with, some characters, people be hanging out with people you ain't supposed to. Don't even know their self-worth. Don't know their self-worth. And they hanging out with people doing things that are so far beneath who they're supposed to be. And when Nala saw him, the other lion, his partner, all right, the person, they got to fight. And then when she was about to strike him, she was like, look, that's Simba. And she was like, you are more than you have become. And I think that hit Simba just like every day that I live. I want to be more than I've become. Every day that I live, I want to be more. I want to do more. I want to touch more people. I want to do more videos. I want to reach more people. At the end of the day, for me, I want somebody's life to be better because I lived.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Wow, how do you follow that?
I don't know, but we didn't even plan on going this way.
We sure didn't.
We didn't even plan on going this way.
We surely did.
But it is important to know that relationships are much more than being happy, fucking.
Tina Turner said it best, and it was years before I really, 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 really heard the words of the song. What does love have to do with it?
You don't even know what that is.
What does love? I heard an older lady say, what does love have to do with it when you getting your ass whooped? What does love have to do with it when the lights are off? What does love have to do with it when you're hungry? And so we put all of this emphasis and all of this stuff on love, but we forget to maintain it. Like, we forget the maintenance that we have to do inside of love to keep love. You know what I'm saying?
I like that right there. The maintenance we have to do inside of love to keep love. That's profound right
I'll
there.
sell that. Put it on a t-shirt.
That's profound.
Yeah. We never think about that. All we think about are the bells and whistles and the rainbows and the unicorns and the fuzzy feelings and those are
What
the things
was
that we think of.
What the hell was that? She like that. Oh, God.
We think about that. Yeah, we think about those things with love, but we don't think about, and everybody desires, we want to be loved, but we don't know what goes along with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different with every individual.
That's true. So before we wrap up, because we're gonna do moment of truth, but before we wrap up, let me ask you a question. What is one question, one conversation from your perspective that if you're in a relationship that every relationship needs to have?
One conversation.
And then I'll think of one for me that you feel that every relationship needs to have.
I think every relationship, I think a lot of issues in relationships stem from abandonment issues.
Okay.
And so I think I would want to know about their childhood. And that I don't know how that could be just summed up.
But that's pretty broad, though.
Yeah. I guess I would use one of your things. What is the one thing that you learned from your mother that you could take for the rest of your life? That one lesson that you learned that you would take for the rest of your life or use.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a good conversation.
And that was just right off without really having a chance to think about it, because you put me on the spot.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, okay.
I would say the one conversation that we need to have is this. How, if we lost everything, we lost everything, that as we know it today, what would we do to rebuild?
I'd be a private dancer, a dancer for money. I'd be a stripper. I get everything back, bro.
Yeah, I'll be like, coming to the stage.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be like,
shank. No,
we're going to call her Coco. or better yet, we're gonna call you Coco. What's your stage name?
My stage name is...
Give me your stage name. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yeah.
Cinnamon, because you told that dude that time
I did
you
tell
was a
somebody
stripper.
I was
and
a
your
stripper.
name was Cinnamon. Coming to the stage.
Oh.
5'1".
I'm 5'3".
5'1". All right, listen. Pecan tan, coming straight out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Give it up for Cinnamon.
All I gotta do is get my upper body strength good so I can climb that pole, and then
baby,
in
I don't
there.
want you to break your shoulder though.
I'm in there. You chin up,
Cause you
pull
get
ups,
some
whatever you
strength.
call. Hey, if they had, but you know what?
What?
If they had the hooks on the pole like they used to have on the telephone pole back in the day, I'd kill that pole. You remember those? You ain't never climbed a telephone pole when you was a kid?
Nah,
you didn't live.
I stayed away
You
from
never climbed a telephone pole?
No.
Did you ever climb inside of a manhole as a kid?
Hell no. I'm from Atlanta. It's all kind of shit in a manhole.
Man, we used to play down there. Man, you...
Oh, I'm a little big.
Tender.
This your second time calling me tender. All right, y'all. Listen, this show been sponsored by the Pocket Communication Coach. Hey, PCC, baby. When you gotta say it, but you just don't know how. And the Pocket Communication Coach is an AI software that yours truly created so that people could communicate better. We're gonna talk about the Pocket Communication Coach at the show. Ooh, I got some good for y'all. Ooh.
This show gonna be fire.
Fire.
Hey, when you walk. Okay, I got caught up. But I want to say this to you, Ken. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
To do
Thank
what?
you for giving me the
this?
opportunity and the
Yes.
stage, to do what I do.
Yeah, I mean, we people don't know we was a duo before COVID.
Yeah, we would do over.
Coach Kid had to go dolo because you bailed out on me.
I bailed out.
And but
thank you. Thank you.
Well,
I appreciate
we back
it.
in the building. We're back in the building.
I enjoy it, and I thank you guys for the positive feedback and the love you guys give. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
All right. One question.
One
because I don't want to
question.
ask too many because we're doing it on the show.
Okay.
We're doing them on the show. All right. Let me get one. I'm gonna get one. Okay. Here we go.
You need this, brother, because the way you have some.
I got these, so now I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. All right, here we go.
Okay.
You're a woman. Which of these makes a man less manly? A, not standing up for his lady. B, he cries and gets emotional often. C, being supported financially by his lady. Or D, allowing people to consistently take advantage of him. You can only pick one. You be like A, B, C, D. No. Which of these, audience, what would you say? Which of these makes a man less manly? A, not standing up for his woman. B, he cries and gets emotional very often. C, being supported by his lady. Or D, allowing people to consistently take advantage of him. What say you, Nat?
I would say D.
D makes a man less manly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Letting people take advantage of him because A, not standing up for your lady, that could be the matter of life or death. We could be
and your
somewhere.
lady could be the one instigating all the time.
And so,
I'm just saying it's possible. Okay, but B, he cries and gets emotional.
Often was the part that kind of threw me, the word often, but okay, he can cry. I'm going to let
He's
you cry.
He's a crier.
Just cry here in the house.
C, being financially supported, could be down on his luck.
Yeah, that is not, he might be Mr. Mom or something, so that wouldn't bother me. But baby, you constantly letting people, disrespect you?
Take advantage.
Take advantage of you. No, come on now. Come on now, man. No, I don't like that.
Okay.
That to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, well, cool. All I got to say is, y'all, we're going to do much more of this coming soon, June 22nd, in the building. Piedmont Triad, Greensboro, High Point area. Be in the building, y'all. We can't wait to see y'all. Going to be a lot of people there. It's almost sold out. We can't wait to see y'all in the building. All right? We are the Grand Canions, and we are...
Thank you guys for joining us on this Thursday evening.